In this time of self-distancing, a lot of employees are being told to conduct meetings using video conferencing. While video conferencing is quite simple and in many cases can fully achieve what a face-to-face meeting can, there are some tips and tricks to be aware of. Some of these are just etiquette based and some will help you appear more professional. No matter what video conferencing program you are being asked to use, MS Teams, Skype, Zoom, you will find these tips useful. Please feel free to share this video with your colleagues, especially the repeat offenders of some of the do not do tips. So first up, review your setup prior to joining the meeting. Most software will show what your camera sees to you before the meeting commences, and then a thumbnail version while the meeting is on. Join a few minutes early and check your angles and lighting, and then regularly make sure that you are in the shot during the meeting. Now, don't panic. I'm not suggesting you need a lighting rig or anything. It may be as simple as closing a blind behind you to make it easier for the camera to pick up your face, or turning on the overhead lights if it's a bit dim. Next, check how close you are sitting to the camera. You want people to be able to see your facial expressions. This is where video conferences work so much better than phone calls, as the majority of our messages are not communicated with words. However, you don't want your face to fill the screen. Personal space is still a thing in video conferencing, and if you are too close to the camera, you will make people feel uncomfortable. Have a look at other people in your conferences and get a feel for who looks about the right distance and try and replicate this. Once you have your lights and distance right, have a look at the angle of your camera. Often people in video conferences are using a laptop sat on a desk. Not only will working in this position give you poor posture, it also doesn't look very polished. Try and lift your camera up so you are looking directly at it. Apart from putting a book or two under your laptop, you can also invest in a laptop stand. It helps for giving you a better typing position too. If you have a monitor attached to your laptop, then look at investing in a webcam and sitting it on top of your monitor. If you are using your smartphone, have a look at ways to put it high enough. Is there a bookcase you can sit it on, or do you have a small smartphone tripod you could use? While maintaining eye contact can be difficult in a video conference, try and ensure the main part of the video conference window sits near your camera on the screen. If you're using the inbuilt camera on your laptop, then place the software program window near the top center of your screen. If you have two screens, make sure that the program is displayed on the one that has your webcam attached. Your gaze will naturally go to the video of the person speaking, so try and keep this point near the camera. You may need to reduce the size of the window that the video conference is running in to achieve this effect successfully. It will give the speaker the feeling that you are watching them and not like you are paying attention to something else on your screen. Most software will allow you to check your microphone before you join the meeting. The main thing to make sure is that it is working and that you can be heard. If your laptop is in a dock and the lid is closed, it may cause the microphone to sound muffled. In this case, it may be better to utilize a headset. The headphones that come with your phone are usually suitable. Using a headset will also reduce the amount of background noise your colleagues will hear, and it can help deal with feedback issues too. If you are not using a headset, make sure you also check your speakers. You want to ensure they are working with the video conferencing software and also that the volume level is appropriate. And now for a couple of etiquette items. If you are not speaking, please mute your microphone. The majority of programs have a mute button easily accessible. Even if you aren't making noise, your microphone may be picking up papers rustling, your fingers tapping on the keyboard, the mouse clicking, cars going past, the neighbour's dog. Often the software will realise when you attempt to speak and flag that you are muted. Otherwise, your colleagues will usually politely point out that you are muted when they can see your mouth moving. Another reason that muting is useful is that often the software will only show the most recent speakers. For MS Teams, it's the last 4 people. However, it doesn't differentiate between words and sounds, So if you don't want to constantly be in the limelight, mute your mic and you'll quickly drop off the main screen. Remember that if it is important for you to be noticed for professional or personal reasons, then make sure you occasionally unmute to have some input, even if it's just while laughing at someone else's joke. During the meeting, don't forget that the camera is recording. Don't attempt to check emails or your phone any more than you would in a face-to-face meeting. It is possible to turn your video off, especially if you are experiencing low signal, but flag this with your colleagues beforehand so they know why. This may be a great chance to utilise the chat or message function rather than interrupt the speaker. And my final point is practice. Like anything, the more you do this, the easier it becomes. If you are offered a test meeting, then take it, or set up a test meeting with a colleague or two. Try using the chat feature, the meeting notes, the whiteboard or the screen sharing function so that you are ready to go when your next video conference happens.